It sounds like we're about to get back underway at the City of Austin's press conference, so let's take a listen in again.
Welcoming you to a press conference we're having today to discuss the future of the Austin Police Department leadership. We're joined today by Austin City Manager Spencer Cronk, Assistant City Manager Ray Ariano, and Director of Human Resources Joya Hayes. We're also grateful to have, as the pool reporter, Olivia Aldridge from Community Impact Newspaper, who will be asking the questions for us today. We anticipate that the press conference will go on for the full hour, given the number of questions. And at this time, I'm going to turn the podium over to City Manager Spencer Cronk.
Good morning. As you know, the role of a police chief is not only important to the city organization, but to our community as a whole. And today I am announcing the public start of our process to select Austin's next police chief. The search will be transparent and inclusive, with engagement at every level with our community, city leadership, and Austin Police Department employees. You will hear more details about how this process will work, but my goal is to make an appointment by August of this year. In the meantime, I am appointing Assistant Chief Joseph Chacon as the interim chief while this search takes place. This is a critical time for our community and Austin Police Department. The community is calling for transformational change to public safety. In recent months, experiences at both the state and national level have heightened public conversations concerning law enforcement and public safety among communities of color, as well as those experiencing mental illness. Change can be difficult and uncomfortable, but it also brings opportunity. We are beginning the process of reimagining public safety, and we know that making policy and cultural changes to address the disproportionate impacts of police violence on people of color is of the utmost importance. Now, we will work with community to bring new leadership that aligns with our values and commitment to equity and community engagement. My expectation is that the next chief will be a champion who ensures APD is a department that is highly skilled and diverse officers who reflect the faces of the residents we serve and are committed to keeping everyone in our community safe. We're looking for someone that collaborates with our community, instills trust in our workforce, and achieves results that have been established by council policy and will create a culture of improvement and accountability within the department. We need a chief who is willing and able to lead the department in ways that lead to equitable public safety outcomes for all. I look forward to starting this process with our community, and I know that we will get the next Austin Public Chief that our community is asking for. With that, I will turn it over to Assistant City Manager Ray Ariano to describe next steps in this process.
Good morning. Austin's search for its next police chief calls for thoughtful and thorough processes. It especially requires that we garner substantial community input in both defining the qualifications of the next chief and setting priorities of the new leadership. It is important that the city identifies a dynamic, transformational leader for the department, one who has the experience and abilities to build trust with diverse communities and reimagining ways to make our whole community safe. For that reason, the city manager has established a comprehensive and inclusive process for identifying Austin's next police chief. The process consists of 3 phases proceeding on the following timeline. Phase 1 is community inclusion. It will take place through April and consist of virtual open meetings with representatives of the many diverse communities and interests across Austin, including city leadership and APD employees. The community meetings will help detail the desired attributes for candidates and the opportunities and challenges for the next chief. At the same time, an online survey through the city's Speak Up Austin portal We'll ask residents what traits and priorities they would like to see for the next police chief. The input received from the community meetings and online survey will be essential to informing the next steps of the recruitment process. Phase 2 is outreach and recruiting, and it will begin at the 1st of May. We will be conducting extensive recruiting outreach, evaluate candidates, and make initial recommendations. Phase 3, interviews and selection, will take place during July and August. Top candidates will be interviewed by panels including community, city leadership, and police department representatives. Finalists will be invited to a second round of interviews and meetings to introduce themselves to the Austin community, with resident feedback aiding the final selection. After that, there will be a final vetting and selection of the top candidate. We appreciate that Assistant Chief Joseph Chacon will serve as interim chief and give us time to conduct a thorough search for the next police chief. We are especially grateful to the men and women of the Austin Police Department who continue to commit themselves to serving and protecting our community and who have been instrumental in taking steps necessary to improve public safety in the city. We also appreciate those in our community who have shared their voices in working to improve equity and fairness in public safety. We look forward to working together with the public to identify a police chief who is committed to community policing, transparency, and pursuing inclusive strategies that address public safety and build confidence with the community. With that, let me introduce Director Joya Hayes of the Human Resources Department.
Good morning. We recognize that any executive search can be a challenging process, but the City of Austin is committed to finding a strong leader in law enforcement who is connected to the needs of the community, and we recognize that this is one of the most important recruitments that we will have. We are also committed to a transparent process that is collaborative, equitable, and engaging that will ensure that we identify and hire the best candidate that will move the Austin Police Department forward. We have hired a national executive recruitment firm, Ralph Anderson and Associates, to complete this recruitment. They have assisted over 35 cities since 2016 with the hiring of a police chief. They have also completed over 12 executive recruitments for the City of Austin. We are hoping that their national search will also have a local focus and this understanding the priorities of the residents of Austin and city leaders. We recognize the community's desire to be a part of this process, and as communicated by ACM Ariano, we have ensured that this recruitment process will have several touch points that not only allow the community the opportunity to provide us feedback, but to also give us the understanding of what they look for in the core competencies of a police chief. As communicated earlier, it is now time for the citizens to begin providing that feedback through Speak Up Austin. And there are three critical questions that we're asking for our citizens and residents to provide us. One, focusing on the skills and characteristics of the next police chief. Another one on the background and experience and the identified achievements that one would want to see in their police chief. And also we're asking about what are the top priorities of our residents as we go about this process of identification of the best candidate. As communicated in our phase 1, 2, and 3 approach, there are still opportunities for our community to provide us feedback to ensure that we identify the candidates that are truly reflective of the progressive needs of the City of Austin. The process of engaging with community starts today, and we encourage everyone to visit our Speak Up Austin website to answer those questions. We are also available to receive those through 311 and understand that we are prepared to assist any resident with any language that they have in order to ensure that we receive their feedback, and we use that and thread it in the entire process of the Austin Police Department recruitment. Thank you.
Well, thank you, ACM Mariano and Director Hayes. Again, this will be an incredibly inclusive process with community engagement at every level, so we can make sure that we are finding the next chief for the City of Austin that fits the values of what we deserve. With that, I will answer questions from the pool reporter.
Good morning. The first question is from Community Impact. After the events of the past year, there seems to be a lack of trust between police and the community. Do you think this is a step towards rebuilding the relationship?
This is absolutely a step in rebuilding that relationship because it begins with leadership. And we need to make sure that we have the right chief that will lead our community and our department into the future.
Next question is from the Austin Chronicle, and it's for you. A coalition of criminal justice activists has been clear that appointing a member of Chief Manley's leadership team to serve as interim chief would not be the right step forward in reimagining public safety. Why do you feel differently?
The reimagining public safety process is not only a complex issue, but also one that needs to be done in a comprehensive and inclusive way. There are many factors about how we think differently about policing going forward. Having a leader that is well-versed in the ins and outs of our current practices is important. But it's also critical that we have individuals that are part of the process that allow new perspectives and values to be considered. As part of this announcement, I have also announced a transition team that will be assisting with Assistant Chief Chacon in his new role to make sure that we are building on the trust that we need to see with our community. That includes the executive leadership within the Reimagining Public Safety core leadership group, which is Deputy City Manager Nuria Rivera-Vandermine, Assistant City Manager Ray Ariano, and Interim Assistant City Manager Shannon Jones. They will continue to lead that effort at the City Manager's office level and be assisted by advice from former Deputy City Manager Mike McDonald. I've also asked Joyce James Consulting to provide additional support as we move forward in this critical transformational period. Transitions are challenging, as I mentioned, but as long as we have the support, accountability, and guidance by not only individuals within the city enterprise, but outside the city enterprise, I know that we will be successful and we will continue to work on rebuilding that trust.
From KUT, by cutting money from the budget, City Council members have signaled their interest in overhauling the police department. How important will it be to search for a new chief who is open and willing to implement change?
That is one of the most critical factors in this search process. We obviously want to hear from the community, but what we have heard so far is that the next leader needs to be open and willing to embrace the changes that we are looking for within the department. So this may come in a variety of ways. We are still in the middle of that process right now, but I know that our next chief will have an orientation and a leadership ability to guide us on this new path.
Estonia asks, can you talk about how the community engagement process will be different or more involved than the process in 2018 when Manley was named lone finalist?
The community engagement process takes shape in different ways for different executive recruitments. The difference between what we saw in 2018 and now is that we are starting with an open national and, dare I say, international search, making sure that we have the right candidate for the job. I'm going to ask Director Joy Hayes to describe some of those differences and how we're engaging with the community that was from 2018 to now. Director Hayes?
In the 2018 search for the police chief, we had an opportunity to talk to community after the profile was created. And we gave the community an opportunity to meet and greet Chief Manley in a series of community meetings. And the process that you'll see before you, we've taken the information from our community groups, from the feedback from the commissions and committees, and added that to the new job description, setting a tone for what the new expectations will be for our chief. We've also created a process through Speak Up Austin where citizens can now provide us feedback before we develop the profile. So citizens will have an opportunity to provide us the key competencies that we will use in the search for the police chief. In addition to that, citizens will have an opportunity to meet and greet the city manager and others to help understand what we should be looking for as we identify those top candidates. And citizens will have a choice in evaluating top candidates, not just one candidate, in the process once those top candidates have been identified, to ensure that the community can give feedback on the top candidates and their strengths and weaknesses as a final decision is made.
From Univision, how challenging will it be for the interim chief of police to lead APD, which has seen so much turmoil in the last couple of months with several police-involved shootings?
I continue to be humbled and inspired by the men and women that are willing to serve as officers in our police department. They risk their lives every day to make sure that our community is safe, and I want to take a moment to thank them for their service. We do live in challenging times right now, and I know that we are approaching a critical period of transformation, not just within the Austin Police Department, but within our community as a whole. This is a challenging assignment, not just for Interim Chief Joe Chacon, but also for our next police chief. I look forward to supporting their efforts and making sure that they are continuing to find the balance of keeping our community safe and making sure that we are responding to the needs of a broader stakeholder community.
From KXAN, the city's timeline indicates forms of community engagement during the next few months. How will you ensure the hiring process for a permanent chief is done transparently, yet in the timeline the city has proposed?
The timeline is proposed in such a way that provides a balance between ensuring that we're comprehensive, that we're getting the feedback that we need, and that the community is involved at every level. But it is also recognizing that we need to have a chief in short order. So we're not going to have this process delay for a year or 2 years. This is a timeline that I wanted to make sure we saw our next chief come forward by the end of the summer. Of course, there is always the possibility that we don't find our chief, and we can make adjustments if we need to. But I am committed to this timeline, and I will make sure that we provide both the comprehensive engagement and the aggressive recruitment strategy that our search firm will be providing to get the next chief on board.
This question is from Fox 7. You've spoken in the past about how the city and APD need to work to reimagine public safety and address the disproportionate impact that police violence has on people of color. How do you see the interim police chief filling this role, and what steps do you think he will take in this effort?
I did have a conversation with Assistant Chief Joseph Chacon about this very topic. I didn't ask him to be a placeholder or kind of standing interim police chief. I asked him to be an active participant who would not only take the work that our Reimagining Public Safety team has been moving forward with, but lean into that and make sure that we are acting on the recommendations and not losing any of the momentum that we have built thus far. We have, in real time, discussions around how we're transforming our cadet academy. We know that there are going to be conversations about our budget going forward, and we need to have leaders, not just within interim police chief Joe Chacon, but the entire executive team at the police department, to ensure that we are facing these challenges head on and not waiting to make decisions.
From the Statesman and KView, Chief Chacon will be in place for the next several months. What are his plans or goals during that time? Will it be business as usual, or is he planning on any reforms?
Appreciate that, and I just spoke to some of those expectations that I have of Assistant Chief Chacon. I know that he has agreed with them, and I look forward to working with him as he talks to community members about this new role that he will be performing around what those goals and expectations that he might see from the community and that I would have for him.
From the Austin Chronicle, what are the most important lessons learned during the chief selection process that led to Brian Manley's appointment?
Again, we are in a different time than even 3 years ago. We know that we need a chief that is part of a process that is inclusive and engaged, with residents playing a role in forming the job description, forming the position profile, and ensuring that as candidates are brought forward, that they are vetted thoroughly within our community. There is critical decisions that our community and I will be making in the next months. And I know that we have learned some lessons from that last process, but we continue to improve and get better as we move forward.
KUT asks, will Chacon be considered among the candidates for permanent chief?
I would ask you to ask Chief Chacon if he is interested in that position.
Univision says, what are your plans to make the interim police chief more available for the Hispanic community in Austin and their needs?
Selecting an interim chief in Joe Chacon, having been of Hispanic descent, helps ensure that there is continuous outreach to our Spanish-speaking community. We know that as our demographics change, we need to see representation at all levels of the executive leadership within not only Austin Police Department, but within city management and our elected officials. So I look forward to having Interim Chief Chacon provide that additional support for the community.
I believe this is our last question, and it's from KXAN. Why was Choi Gay bypassed as interim chief? Is he being considered for the permanent job?
I had an incredibly difficult choice in choosing the interim candidate for the chief. There are leaders with many experiences and skill sets that vary across the department and even outside the agency. It was important that I found a balance, and I believe that Chief Chacon provides that balance. And again, to the question of will internal candidates apply for the position, my expectation and my hope is that they do, but I don't want to make any decisions for them.
Thank you.
I believe that concludes the pool reporter's questions, and I just want to conclude this press conference by saying that I look forward to engaging with all of you to ensure that our next police chief will align with our collective vision for public safety and will be instrumental in leading us through and taking us beyond the transformational change we have already embarked on with the community. Thank you to our speakers and to our pool reporter, and we really appreciate all of the effort that we'll be asking from the community to select Austin's next police chief. This concludes the press conference.
Will Dupree here again in the KXAN Live studio. Thank you all for sticking with us and for continuing to watch, even though there were some audio issues from the city's end on its feed, as City Manager Spencer Cronk announced who will serve as interim police chief as we begin a search now for that permanent replacement to Chief Manley. Again, Spencer Cronk had announced that Assistant Chief Joe Chacon will serve as the interim police chief. Now, this still requires the City Council's approval. That vote will happen later this week. But just a little background on Chacon. He began with the Austin Police Department in 1998 and currently serves as the Central Bureau Chief. Under that particular role, he oversees downtown area command, special events, parks and lakes, and special operations for the department. We shared earlier about some reaction that had come in already, as I just leave up that image for you all to see who will become the interim police chief while the search continues for a permanent replacement. The Greater Austin Crime Commission sent out a statement. We shared this a little bit earlier, saying, quote, Chief Chacon has a distinguished record of service to the community and is a respected public safety leader. He will lead the police department during an important time as cadet classes restart and the community reimagines public safety. The Crime Commission is committed to working with the city manager, Austin City Council, and other community groups during the selection process for a permanent police chief. That statement from Corby Jastro, who is the president of the Greater Austin Crime Commission. The city is also asking for people to weigh in, not only about what kind of expectations they would like to see for the next police chief, but also what role they want that person to play and what their responsibilities should be. The city is working to develop, according to the news conference just a few moments ago, what kind of job profile we put out there as this national and international search begins, according to Spencer Cronk, the city manager. So if you would like to submit your own feedback, this is ways to do it. The city shared these. You can visit speakupaustin.org/yournextpolicechief. You can email community@austintexas.gov or call Austin 311 right there to provide any feedback about the search for the next police chief. Thank you all again for watching here on KXAN Live. More information about this search and this announcement today from the city is on our website. That's KXAN.com and the KXAN News app. So please download that if you've not done so. Once again, I'm Will Dupree. Thank you all for watching. Please, everyone, be safe, stay healthy, and take care. We'll see you back here at another time.